So how do you start a podcast? How do you just start talking out of the blue into a microphone, assuming that there's people out there interested in what you have to say? I don't know. That's a really weird thought. It's a scary thing, and I'm sitting here and I'm all alone. There's no one to talk to, and there's a microphone in front of my face, and I just start talking in the hope that someone will listen. And you have clicked on play. So that is actually amazing. My name is Arne van Oostrom, and this is my podcast on creative leadership. It's actually an exploration. It's a journey. It's a research on future leadership, on leadership in general, but specifically on what kind of leadership we actually need going forward, into this unknown future. And, the world is very complex and it's changing rapidly. We're in the midst of a pandemic. There are demonstrations at this moment because of this, this kind of problem around racism that we just can't solve somehow as human beings. But there's so much more that was already going on. We're going to move into a future where artificial intelligence and quantum computing is going to change everything. We don't even know what it means. We have no clue. So I am really interested in leadership, and I'm not talking about leaders in the sense of like hierarchy, like there's, the people who lead our companies or it's not about hierarchy. It is about us as human beings. We are all leaders within a certain context. So I am going to look at what is changing. What kind of leadership do we need going forward? And I was asked to write a book, and I'm going to write a book about this. But I have dyslexia, so which is not a bad thing. That's actually my superpower. It makes me think differently. It makes my brain is wired differently, which is very convenient at the moment. It used to be a problem in the olden days, but nowadays it's really hip and happening to be wired differently. So it's my superpower. That's okay. But writing a book is not the easiest thing to do when you have dyslexia. So maybe this is why I started a podcast about leadership. I don't think so, because I have other reasons to turn this journey and this exploration into both a podcast and a book. The podcast is going to be a database of interviews, of knowledge, of stories about leadership, about demystifying leadership, which is my goal, to talk to people about leadership, not so much their theories and their models and their philosophies. Also, I'm interested in that too, and I'm interested in the biology of it, and I'm interested in the academic knowledge around leadership. The behavioral science. It's great. I'm all ears. However, I want to learn through storytelling. I want to learn through how did some people end up where they are? What made you? The things that you have experienced throughout your life, the pivotal moments in your life, they have created you, and they, that's why you respond within a certain context in a certain way. I'm interested in that. I think we learn through storytelling, or through listening to people and how they experience things, so we can relate to these. So relatable stories. That's what I'm going to offer you, and I hope you want to kind of be with me on this journey. And the end will be, captured in a book. And why a book? I don't know. I think a book teaches something. Obviously, it's engaging. It's emotionally enriching when it's a good book. It leaves you different after reading it. That should be, that's a really good book does that to you. But I also think that a good book should kind of be part of a bigger conversation. It should be part of a community. It should be at service to a community. And so this is why I think that just a book is not enough. So this podcast is going to be part of the conversation. It's going to offer stories to inspire and to kind of, help us understand what's next, where to go, and how to be better leaders. All of us. And asking more questions than giving answers. Because I think we take things for granted quite quickly. Leadership, if you just the word leadership, we all have ideas and images that kind of pop up in our mind when we say leader, or leadership. We have people that come to mind, but I think that if we start unpacking it, which I will be doing, unpacking it and seeing what's actually inside. What makes a leader a leader? We experience so many leaders in our lives. There's so many. It's from the boss at work. It's the whatever, the prime minister or the president of your country. It's the teacher at school. It's the whatever, the store manager. I don't know. There's so many different kind of leaders that we experience. And we are leaders in our own lives, whether you feel like that or not. You make decisions, you make choices. So I want to unpack that, and I want to kind of unpack it, and let's see if we can put it back together again. But first, we're going to unpack it. So that's going to be my podcast. I hope that you're going to be with me on this journey, and I hope that you will let me know what you would like to kind of explore, what you would like to kind of learn. Who should I talk to? Who are the people that you would like to listen to? And let me know. So this is this is just me introducing the podcast. The next one will be a wonderful interview. And I'm sure, and I'll tell you more about it later. And I'm going to end this first episode, and I'm thinking, how do you end a podcast? I was worried about how to start a podcast, but now I'm thinking, how do you end? You just say goodbye? It's really weird, because I'm just here alone with a microphone. And well, thank you for listening, and bye.